Hello, children. How are you all? Yeah. So, in the previous session, we have completed about definition of acids, and based on the presence of acids, like where they are present, based on that, or how they are prepared, based on that, we have seen the classification of acids, like mineral acids and also organic acids. Where these organic acids are present, the different vegetables and also fruits examples we have seen. Okay, so today we'll continue the session in this acids, bases and salts, the remaining classifications of acids, and also we'll see the definition of bases also. So let us start the session. Here one more classification we have for acids based on whether they will ionize 100% or not. Means if you take hydrochloric acid, dissolve in water. If you take in our sample we are having 50 molecules of hydrochloric acid. All the 50 molecules will convert into H plus and Cl minus ions. You know already that these HCl will contain H plus Cl minus, sodium chloride will contain Na plus and Cl minus, like that. So these acids are going to ionize 100%. They are called as strong acids. Okay, and the acids which are unable to ionize 100% can be called as weak acids. So let us see the examples of strong acids first. Here we have sulfurous acid whose formula is H2SO3. Now we are not going to learn all the formulae, but just remember sulfurous acid. Next we have here phosphoric acid whose formula is H3PO4. Then we have phosphorus acid H3PO3. Then nitrous acid HNO2. Nitric acid will contain HNO3. Here one oxygen less. Hydrochloric acid, you know the formula already, HCl. And nitric acid, as we have seen earlier, HNO3. Then we have sulfuric acid, you know the formula children? Yes, H2SO4. So all these we can say the example for strong acids. If you observe children, all these are examples for mineral acids also. These are prepared from the minerals present in the earth. In the previous session we have seen these all. Okay, next. Here we have second type of acids called as weak acids. These weak acids are unable to ionize 100%, less than that. So it may be 80, maybe 50%, maybe 20%. So based on their strength, they are going to ionize, but not 100%. And here if you observe children, many we are getting organic acids only. Like we have citric acid, which we got in our lemon and all orange, lemon, like that we got. And we have here acetic acid, which is present in our vinegar. Yes. Then we have here carbonic acid, which is present in our cool drinks. Soda, we will say this. Next, formic acid, which is present in the sting of ants. Then we have malic acid. Can you say children where this malic acid is present? Yes, very good. Apple. Then lactic acid, you know very well. Daily you will drink this. That is milk. In curd we'll have more amount of that because lactic acid bacteria is going to convert all the sugars present in the milk into lactic acid. So these all we can say as an example for weak acids. Even we have our tartaric acid also, which is present in the tamarind. Yes. Then based on the amount of water present in the acid, we have one more classification of acids. If you are having more amount of water, or you are having less amount of water based on that. So here we have the acids called as concentrated acids where water amount is very less. Dilute acids where we have more amount of acid, more amount of water, less amount of acid. You know already dilution is nothing but adding water. So more amount of water is added, that is called as dilute acid. Less amount of water is added, then it is called as a concentrated acid. Okay, then here we have something to learn, that is acid rain. What are these acid rains? How these are going to form? Here by seeing this image you can understand how this is going to form. I'll explain one by one step what is happening here. So these acid rains are going to form because of the gases which are produced from the industries. Like we have sulfur dioxide, nitrogen dioxide, all these are going to react with the rainwater. So the gases which we have here in the air which are produced from the industries, like we have carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide and even nitrogen dioxide. These all are released from factories, powerhouses and also automobile exhaust, that is from vehicles also they are produced. And these gases, what they will do? They will react with the rainwater, children. When rain falls, when it is raining, with that rainwater, these all gases will react and this rainwater thus becomes acidic. Okay, it will become like acid. So when this acid rain falls on the buildings, then what happens? These buildings, if they are made up of marble, like we have Taj Mahal, day by day it is going to fade out. Why it is happening? Because the calcium carbonate which is present in the marble, it is going to react with the acid which is formed by these acid rains. Okay, so this acid reacts with the marbles. Marble is nothing but calcium carbonate. So it will react with that and with slowly that shining of the marble will be fading out. And as you see, example, yellowing of Taj Mahal. And also not only Taj Mahal, many other buildings also which are having more shining. That shining day by day, what is happening? That shining is not there for the buildings. The reason is acid rains. And not only buildings, some of the monuments. Not only Taj Mahal, some other monuments also which are having the marble in their external structure. With that, this acid is reacting. Then coming to our second type of substance. As we have seen in the starting only, according to chemistry, we have three types of substances based on their nature: acids, bases and salts. So second type we have here bases. What are these bases? These bases are nothing but the substances which react with the acid to form water and also salt. Bases are nothing but substances which react with the acids to form water and salt. And these will have some taste. What is the taste, children? Yes, they are bitter in taste. Acids we have seen, they are sour in taste. But these bases are bitter in taste. And if you touch them, how do you feel? You will feel like soapy. They are soapy to touch. And the bases, all the bases are not soluble in the water. If you take the base and if you want to dissolve in the water, some of them are able to dissolve and some of them are unable to dissolve in the water. So, whichever bases are able to dissolve in the water, they can be called as alkali. Alkali. A-L-K-L-I. A-L-K-A-L-I. Alkali. Okay. Like we have here sodium hydroxide if you take. These are like, they are available in the form of powder or even in the form of pellets. Like camphor we will have, no? Like that. So if you take this sodium hydroxide pellets and dissolve in the water, they are able to dissolve. So this sodium hydroxide is able to dissolve in the water. We can say that as alkali. But if you take aluminum hydroxide, This is a base only, but it is unable to dissolve in the water. So we can say the statement like all the bases are not alkalis, but all the alkalis are bases. Once again, all the bases are not alkalis, but all the alkalis are bases, because alkali is nothing but the base which is able to dissolve in the water. Or you can say one more word, the bases which are soluble in water. Both of them are having the same meaning. Okay, so aluminum hydroxide is a base but not alkali, because it is unable to dissolve in the water. Then here these bases also we have to see the classification, no? So one classification we have like strong bases and weak bases, same like our acids, strong acids and weak acids, as we have seen. Strong bases are able to ionize 100%. Examples are sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, next calcium hydroxide. So once you see the common name of these all or formula also, sodium hydroxide NaOH, NaOH, potassium hydroxide KOH, KOH, calcium hydroxide CaOH taken twice. You know already these formulas and all we have learnt in first lesson. Sodium hydroxide, some common name also is there, children. What is that? Caustic soda. When it falls directly on the skin, it will damage. Potassium hydroxide, also known as caustic potash. Caustic potash. Calcium hydroxide, you know this name, slaked lime. Slaked lime. Lime is nothing but calcium oxide. When it is satisfied with the water, slaked. Slaked means satisfied. Satisfied with the water. Slaked lime. Calcium oxide, when it is satisfied with the water, we are going to get calcium hydroxide. You know already this one. This is nothing but chemical combination reaction. Yes. Okay. So these are all examples for strong bases. Coming to weak bases. What are these weak bases? Which are unable to ionize 100%. Okay. So here we have the examples like ammonium hydroxide, which is used for cleaning purpose, cleaning the glasses and all. And even we have copper hydroxide also, CuOH taken twice, ammonium hydroxide NH4OH, iron hydroxide FeOH taken twice, if you want to say ferrous hydroxide, or FeOH taken thrice, ferric hydroxide, or simply you say iron hydroxide, no problem at 7th class level. Zinc hydroxide, this also is a weak base. Means these all weak bases are unable to ionize 100%. Strong bases are able to ionize 100%. Aluminum hydroxide also we can write as an example for weak bases. Okay children, here I am ending this session. In the next session we will continue with a very interesting topic, that is indicators. Different colorful chemistry we are going to see here. Okay.